The international community just in the last 10 years experienced 3 genocidal campaigns against the Yazidis, Rohingyas, and now the Uyghurs. That's the reason that we have 80 million displaced population, because the international community repeatedly failing to address this. Political interest, political expediency has been leading the thinking of these policymakers to fail to act. As a Uyghur American myself, I appreciate the recommendations, including the Uyghur refugee settlement. The Uyghurs are not exactly the type of refugees that have been that should be considered as displaced population. The way of dealing with the Uyghurs have a different perspective. One, they don't allow the Uyghurs to leave, and if they manage to leave earlier, they use diplomatic, economic influence to bring them back home. In the face of this kind of diplomatic operations orchestrated and effectively engaged by China, we may run into a serious issue in the vetting process, because there's so much derogatory information involves Uyghur refugees. How do we overcome a derogatory information? I'd like to see several thousand Uyghur refugees settled in the United States, but the home countries and the host countries have a bad information about the Uyghurs. How do we overcome this? And number 2, this is for Director Rodriguez. I've done some asylum work, and I do know it for a fact that I have some people that I know been waiting for affirmative asylum interview since 2015. So what do we do to take care of the Uyghur refugees? Well, refugees already here, the Syrian refugees, the Kazakh refugees, and Rohingya refugees. The asylum application processes, interview process, literally stopped. So what do we do about these issues?